Hi everyone, this is Angela at firstdegreebound.com. Hope you're having a great day. Also hope that you're working hard now that the academic year has begun, at least for some of you. I know a few of you still have a few more days and things are going to be picking up right after Labor Day. But a word for those of you who are 9th and 10th graders, I want you to have in your mind an overview. You already have an overview already. You know that when you were in middle school, you knew that high school was ahead of you. You knew you had 4 years, 9th through the 12th grade, and then you graduate and go on to other things. Well, I want you to start thinking about the details as you're going through these next 3 years, 4 years. I want you to realize there's some things that you can be doing. Start to think ahead about what's going to happen, how you're going to be tested, how you're going to be ranked. You're being ranked right now. Trust me, at the end of this first marking period, you're going to have a class rank, and you should be able to know what that is. You're entitled to it. It refers to you. Well, the fact is that you need to have in your mind an idea of a plan, of a strategy in terms of what's going to make you the best college applicant that you can be by the time you are a senior. Now, you know that seniors and juniors, as well as sophomores, I hope, but you know juniors and seniors spend a lot of time talking about SATs or ACTs, depending upon where you live and what people take. Well, the fact is that there's some other types of exams that you should take, and you shouldn't take them all when you're a senior. There is something called the SAT subject tests, and some of them you might want to take when you're a sophomore. Not early in your sophomore year, but late in your sophomore year. I'm talking about certain courses that might be able to help you in terms of gaining some additional college credit. Now, you know if you take advanced placement courses, you should be planning to take the advanced placement exam. Only 5 points on the exam, you get at least a 3, you have a chance of getting some college credit before you even graduate from high school. But the SAT subject tests are also very important. This gives you an opportunity to enhance your credentials, to make the colleges and universities look at you even more closely if you do well. Now, what subjects are offered those SAT subject exams? And you shouldn't take them all as a senior. There's the English literature exam that's offered. There is the history subject area, but there are 2 categories when you're talking about history. There's the world history category, and there's also United States history category. So my recommendation for you, after you take a class in world history, if you did well in that class, then you take that exam the year you take that class after you've completed that year. If you do really well in an honors U.S. history class, or do really well also in the AP U.S. history, then that is the time you should take the U.S. history subject SAT. It's something for you to think about. There's mathematics that you can take. There are 2 different levels in terms of mathematics, and if you're particularly good, you might want to do a little investigation and find out what's the difference between the mathematics level 1 and the mathematics level 2 SAT. It's a subject test again. Now, why should you take these subject tests? Because it's giving the colleges more of a reason to look at you as a favorable candidate. You want to have an advantage, and the more credentials you submit that are giving you a stronger profile, you certainly look even stronger. You're telling those college admissions offices that you're serious, that you are focused, and that you're ready. Now, if you're going to take courses in the sciences, I do recommend that you think about taking the biology subject test. And if you've taken courses that are focusing on ecological aspects of biology, there is a test that has that area of focus. Or if you're more traditional biology with molecular biology, and these courses you should take if these classes in particular had a lab. And you certainly should take science courses with a lab. You take a science or a biology related course that doesn't have a lab, that's considered lightweight, and it's not going to be taken seriously by college admissions. By all means, you need to be exposed to that. You're going to come out of school with certainly a balance. You've been exposed to real science. So certainly remember that you should think about taking that as well, but take it the year that you had the course and you did well in it. Now, I will say one thing about languages. A minimum of 2 years in a language you should have before you think about taking those SAT subject exams. And they're offered in a variety of classes, in a variety of subjects. They're offered in Chinese with listening. In fact, a lot of people don't realize that sometimes you're taking the course. It's not just going to be looking at the paper and making a translation. In fact, you don't translate on those exams, but there's some that you're going to have to really be able to make an interpretation based on what you hear. But there's also the French. There's the French with listening. There's German with listening. There's modern Hebrew. There's Italian. There's Japanese. There's Korean with listening. There is Spanish, and there's also the Spanish with listening. So these exams, however, I recommend that you take them only after you've had 2 years, and I will emphasize 2 good years. These are opportunities for you to strengthen your academic profile as you're getting ready to go to college, but make sure that you take them at the right time. Certainly you've done well, let's say your freshman year in math, you've done well, maybe you took algebra that first year. I wouldn't say take the math that early. I want you to get at least through geometry, because oftentimes there's a combination of algebra and geometry on those exams. So you want to make sure that you have a solid foundation. But by the time you're a junior, if you do well in honors U.S. history, then take the U.S. history subject SAT. Now, I'll tell you something else. All of these exams, and you're going to hear me say this again and again, all of these exams have practice exams available for you. Anything that you practice, you will do better. And certainly, I certainly can't promise that you're going to have this upper 5 percentile, upper 5% score. But certainly if you do well and you practice, you'll certainly do much better than you will have as a one-time wonder, a one-hit wonder. No, by all means, practice, pace yourself, learn the structure of it. You can do well. Anyway, that's enough for today. I've given you a lot of things to think about, but start to listen. If you're a freshman or sophomore, if you do nothing else, listen. Listen to what the seniors are talking about. Listen to when they start to talk about, oh, so-and-so signing up for a prep class in the SAT. That should be something you know that a year from now that you should be doing as well. These are things just to understand. They're available for you. Great opportunities for you to really fly, for you to shine. For today, have a great day, great week. Stay focused, because you are bright, you are smart, and you are bound for that first degree. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.